So today we are going to talk. We're going to talk fear. We're going to talk fear. Yeah, I love it. This is kind of an extension of the conversation on Monday, um, where we talked fear of death. We talked the fear of abandonment. So go check out what was that, chapter 46. And today I'm going to talk about the fears that have come in. We had some that you all sent in, and then I'll open it up and we can talk about any other fears you have. But as I always say, we all share the same fears. It's the same haunting that we all have, and so one person's is another, and our healing is collective. So, um, but what I want to talk about first is, and I'll open it up, and you guys can ask questions as we go. But what I want to do first is talk about what fear is. Right? We think we know, um, but it's. I'm gonna give you my understanding of it. It's not an understanding. It's my experience, my direct experience with it, and watching it and healing it with other people for many years. So fear is akin to the separate self story. It is the separate self story. It is a story. It is a an image, a story, a picture, um, of something that's not happening, of you as a body projected on a screen, projected into the mind, an idea, um, that has nothing to do with reality. So 100% of fear is a lie. It's in the land of what's not happening. It's not here in what is happening. So it's a fiction, and it's a fictional story about you as a body in a future moment or a past moment. The past isn't real. It's also just a projected image. The future isn't real, just a projected image. As I've talked about many times, the time is an illusion. So we're just projecting, right? So we watch a movie. What's really happening on the movie is there's just one moment, and there's images flashed that looks like a timeline. It looks like time is happening. Meanwhile, it's just light pixels the whole time. So that's what our fear is. It's a story in time. Now, the feelings that go with fear are real, right? In the same way that if you're watching a movie and you have a jump scare, the feeling is real, but it doesn't make the monster on the screen real, right? You're not actually getting um, getting killed, or whatever in the scary story. Why we ever watched horror films, but we're addicted to fear. We're addicted to these stories. They're very compelling. They're very compelling because they trigger this response, as if there's a real threat here. And so I never want to discount the reality of the feeling. It's very real. Um, the body responds to whatever it's presented with. So um, when we talk about healing, we're talking about coming back into the body. Healing is not changing the story. Healing is not um, having positive thoughts, in order to counter your fears. Healing is returning to wholeness. It's actually to land back in your body. It's really embodiment. It's coming all the way into the body. When we do that, here's this awareness that sees thought. Awareness itself, consciousness itself is not thought. It's that which sees thought. Okay? When you, as pure awareness, come into the body, where does the story go? It just dissolves. You see and feel directly this moment inside your avatar where the fear isn't happening, right? It would be like you realize, oh, I'm sitting in a theater and my body is safe in a velvet seat. And I could even, I could actually leave the theater. I could actually not pay attention. Easier said than done. I'm not saying that, but it's really that simple. There's a theater of the mind that isn't real. That's all this inherited storyline, and the body is visceral and real here in the 3D. Okay, so that's what healing is, because it confronts the story directly. If you come into the body and you are entered into your heart, that is very clearly real. And as I've said before, it's like a child who's hurt, and the child is like, "But I'm gonna die. I'm bleeding. No, it's really serious, mommy. You don't understand. It's really bad." And you're like, "Yes, I see this fear, right? I know you're in a story. Meanwhile, it's a little cut. We're okay." Um, which you might not even say. You literally, as a mother, just might go heal the cut, right? I was talking with a friend yesterday or whenever it was, and it was very much like that. It was like, "No, but this is real, and I need you to understand." And it was like, grab her, take that child, which is your body, taking awareness and coming all the way into where it hurts, where that grip where that story is stored, really, where the story is resisting feeling, right? It's all resistance of feeling. It's all resistance of the body. It's all resistance to sensation. It's the great heist where we have gone to war with the body, literally, and war with ourselves, war with Gaia, right? We are setting ourselves in opposition to our very flesh and bone from these stories. When really that's our salvation. To come into the body is to land inside yourself and realize with real eyes, right? There's eyes inside of our whole body, that none of this was real. And there is something real in the body. There is something real. The other report I've been getting a lot of, because this is what happens. As we start to come into the body, the story revolts because it's your identity as well. And that separate self wants to live. And it's like, it doubles down. It doubles down. Everything wants to live in the universe. So this thing that isn't really real fights for its life. It really puts a good sales job out there. The closer in you get to your flesh and bone. But when you come into the body, as we've talked about a lot on here, the body wants often diametrically opposed things to what this story in your fear is telling you. So it will want to do all kinds of weird motions. I mean, I was talking with Candace in the comments section. She's talking about howling in public, and last night we were talking about like the head coming into the head, and what I've done so many times, which are like these violent, almost shaking back and forth. Or like we were talking about with Doc Smith yesterday, right? This like long walks or dancing or expelling through the breath or shaking, all of the animal movements that our insane world built by fear has constricted in us. Fear is the separate self, a hallucination, doesn't exist, pretending it has control. It is the mind leading the body instead of, and that's the servant leading the master. And it doesn't work, as we've seen. We have a whole planet completely insane. And it's really the masculine leading the feminine, the mind leading the body, when it should be the opposite. The body, Gaia, truth, material form, right? Leading, reality leading, the body leading, and then the mind is the masculine is the perfect support to that, to her. Her being your body, all of our bodies is form and is the life force. The body is life. It is he is deeply connected to Gaia and to all of life. And what she wants, right? What the body wants, the mind is built to serve. So it's so simple, right? I want water. I love it with lemon. And so that I tune in, see that I'm thirsty. The mind remembers I have a lemon left. I need to go grocery shopping. I have one lemon left. Oh, that's right. You have a lemon. And instead of whatever else I was gonna make in my I was probably gonna drink kombucha, but I don't my kombucha's not ready. Anyway, point is, body wants water, mind remembered you have a lemon in the fridge, cut it up and put it in, right? So simple. Body, she wants whatever she wants, right? I was like, you know, my future man, I'm gonna want a fabulous cob building house. He's gonna wanna know the best cob builder out there and go learn cob building because that's what I want. And I went and built a straw bale house and helped build yurts because I love that so much. But that's not my job. That's actually the masculine's job. I love to think through some of that stuff. But point is, right, the body leads. What do I love? What kind of homes do I love? What kind of materials do I love? What kind of liquids do I love? What kind of food do I love? And then the mind goes, oh yeah, we have that in the fridge. Oh yeah, I can stop by on my way home. Oh yeah, that guy was doing a workshop, next month. Okay. That's sanity. That's sanity. Um, and all of our fears are literally like the colonizer, like the man trying to keep control that he never had. He never could birth anything, like literally or figuratively. He's not meant to birth. The body is. The body births, and your body too, whether you have a masculine or a feminine body. The so we have this upside down thing, and then each of us. So we have that across in our species, right? The masculine leading when it should be the feminine, and then we have it in our personal lives. Our mind attempting to control and lead the body. And if you've noticed, your body, my body, the mind just leads our fear leads us right off cliffs, leads us right into relationships that are not in alignment, work that isn't in alignment, thing after thing after thing. So we're going to go look together. What are these fears? What are these storylines that keep us compelled, disembodied, and then not uncovering and realizing and living the truth of natural law of our bodies? Um, and they're they get down to these very, very basic fears: death, abandonment, and what we'll talk to do today about, which is fear of falling, fear of complete disorientation, and literally the feeling of falling, which we all have. So I'm going to talk about that, but I see a bunch of ideas coming in here, so I want to make sure I am capturing them. Chapter 47 on death. Great, thank you. Not 46, 47. Hi, Claudia and Alex. Fear for me, homophobia was patterned for me from father and also culture in general, and I have learned how much it disembodied me from half of myself from my feminine aspect, which I blocked because I was in fear of appearing in a way that my father and others might perceive as gay. Oh my God, this is so important. So the homophobia itself is fear of self, fear of homo. And yes, and it was a major ingredient in collapse of self, disease, or disembodiment for me. And I think many people in our culture, 100%, like I would say, I mean, homophobia is the thing, right? It's the fear of the homo, a fear of the body. It's a fear of sensuality, of sexuality, of being, as I say, we're all bisexual, of being a sensual creature, of being a body. It's literally the war on the body, right? And the story of what a man is, a man is, as an oppressive force, um, and harmful. You know what I mean? Like that's literally the definition of man in our insane culture. Awakening from this began with feeling the body in new ways, like receiving body work, learning to sing, resonating from center without blocks, discovering my fashion, awesome and fantastic, like going to thrift stores and, like he said, shopping in women's section. Fucking, now that's an evolved man. That man's manhood is not threatened, which is the sexiest thing. There's nothing more manly than not having your manhood threatened by anything. I love it. Learning to have fun with style and beauty and developing male friends that are on love vibration, awesome, without homophobia or other fears. Homophobia is central to the war mentality or patriarchy, exactly. Also, circumcision is a huge problem yes, which we're going to talk about with Niels Barazell on the 24th, and he and I are talking this weekend. You know, he calls it by its right name, male genital mutilation. Absolutely. It's a huge problem that, in my opinion, patterns massive amounts of fear. So I'm glad you're covering that soon too. Yeah, thank you, Doc. Oh my god, so many things there. So beautiful, so true. It's true. It's all of it, right? It's fear of the feminine, fear of the body, fear of being out of control, right? And and this is what I was going to say, that the folks who are reaching out to me, they're afraid of this feeling of free fall, this feeling of being out of control, which we are. It's all out of control. There is nobody controlling it. Like they've tried, and it's really, really bad when we try to control nature, when we try to control the body. It's only horror show. It's only a horror show, personally and collectively, because it is wild. Now, it is wild with divine orchestration, right? Like any ecosystem tells you that. So our bodies are the same. They are these incredible ecosystems, one of one, like you were saying, Doc, which, colonialist mindset is also, I was realizing today, I was like, oh my God, most men, God bless you all, are copycats of women, really, but of each other. And most white people, God bless us, are just copying, because this is the story of like, I'll be safe if I just copy and paste this controlling culture, right? And if I look the part, and if I'm a good girl and boy, and it's like, okay, you're just perpetuating colonization, which is really like takeover of the body, takeover of your true nature, which is unique and wild and untamed. And every single cornerstone of colonial, you know, whiteness is whiteness is just a story. It's just a story. And what it does is it cuts us off from our European culture that actually had real culture, that actually had, ceremony, and had, you know, our food, our recipes, and our mother's wisdom, that we just cut right through, buying the story of whiteness. But anyway, there's this chokehold, that our fear, that the patriarchy, the internalized patriarchy, the internalized man that we're all working with here. It's basically, you know, the white man introject, as the analysts call it. So the white man introject is just pummeling us with these ideas that go against nature completely, that have nothing to do with our actual body, which is so rich. So I'm so glad you've broken through that one, and it's fantastic. I hope, just as a reminder, there's our men's group is every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and y'all are healing together from these wounds that are particular to you. Although, of course, we all have them. Abby says that's deep and prolific explanation of fear. Oh, good. Dr. Rob, hi, Timothy. Body equals reality. The body does not lie. Exactly. Our idea that there is mind, body, spirit, etc., separate from the body is the duality and false paradigm. Yes, it is all one reality, and the body, earth, reality, nature is all of those things in physical form. Exactly. Exactly. The whole idea that there ever was a split. Exactly. There's no split. And fear, this story tells you that there's somehow a split self here operating this thing. But like one little curiosity where it's like, well, how do I grow my hair? How do I digest my food? Did I pull that lever? No. Nature, Gaia, oneness, life, God, goddess, whatever word you would like, is running this thing. And we are on this ride, and we can be on the ride and moving downstream with the flow, like we were talking about yesterday, with what the body actually wants, or we can paddle upstream like we've been doing for thousands of years, due to this storyline of that there is a separation, and then we're going to colonize, we're going to have control over, we're going to sell nature, spirit, and back to you, you know. Um, it's all absolute insanity. So yes, to come back into the bodies, to come back into reality, and to then hear and feel, where is the next natural movement. And it is wild. It has, like I say all the time, it never ceases to surprise me what my body, what my being actually wants to do. She is full of surprises every day. No idea that I might wake up with or plan for. It doesn't really pan out. Now, when the flow is going, right, when I'm following my body, the mind has all kinds of great ideas, right? I've got I've just they just flow in. They just flow in because the right order is happening, right? And this goes to the masculine and feminine. So it's your feminine, your body, and then your masculine, and then the feminine people, their bodies, and the masculine serving. It's like the masculine is brilliant at coming up with solutions and with ideas for how to serve the feminine, right? So, so yeah, when I had this land with my ex-business partner up in Santa Cruz, we had a great builder who built cob buildings and stuff and was building these yurts together. And we would be like, "We want this." And he'd be like, "Got it." And then he would come up with the solution. And it was like, "Oh my god, this is a dream come true." That you just say what you want and then the man comes and builds it. It's like and just gives it to you. It was like, "Oh my god, I got a taste of what that was." No, everything there was a major crash and burn cycle because that was not in alignment, but I got a taste of it. And it was so fun for him, and it was so fun for all of us. Um, so yeah, beautiful. Um, no split. There's no split. So the fear, right? These stories imply a split, imply that there is a separate self in here operating this thing. No, there is not. There is not. And in realizing that, realizing you don't have control, you don't have a lever, then here's the fear that we're going to talk about today. Then what? Then it's a free fall, and we have a very old grip that does not want to fall. There's this guy named Bruno Caverna. Um, he has what he calls a play fight practice, and then this sort of falling practice. And he's done he's done free diving and capoeira and Watsu and all these different body therapies and healing techniques and explorations. And what he's found over and over again is that the fear of falling is where people get caught, right? And we were talking yesterday about the stagnation of energy, right? Is where disease is because we hold on, we hold tight in this crazy world. And so his practice is play fighting or with whatever he does is to get us used to falling, get us used to falling. And yesterday when I was talking with my friend, it was helping her just release into the falling. Yes, you're falling. Yes, there's no control here. And let's look and feel how it's safe. So I want to do that together. Um, and I'm going to read her, the person who sent that in, Wildfire Rose. And then we'll do a little practice together of falling. Claudia says, Doc Smith, yes, the body does not lie, and yes, it is our spirit in physical form. Perhaps that's why Big Pharma is so hell bent on keeping our body sick. Exactly. That's exactly it. Right? It's if our bodies wake up, we are unfathomable creative powerhouses. Every single one of us, creative geniuses, like I always say. But then, like the amount of unleashing, the amount of abundance. Somebody was commenting on one of my posts about money, and she was like, "Well, we should have a different theme of money and whatever, some kind of some sort of transitional thing." And I'm like, Maybe." I don't think so. I think if we get rid of money and we unleash ourselves, like we're actually free to just be, the level of abundance of like creative genius and like so much fun and pleasure and just unleashed life that we will have. We can't even fathom of it because natural law is abundance. It's just like abundance and abundance and abundance and abundance. And we have been so actively against that. It's like it's going to unleash dam waters like a flood. It's like the new flood. It's the new flood, and we're doing our best to create an arc here. But holy shit, I don't even think we can fathom it. And I think that's exactly right. Like Empire, the man, white man, is doubling and tripling and quadrupling down in whatever way he can to try to stop these floodwaters. But it's not actually possible. It's not actually possible. Not now that we're connected. Not now that these riverways between us are connecting. It's just the dams are breaking all over the place. So yes, thank you for saying that. I love lemon water, by the way. I know, isn't the best? I'm like chronically underhydrated. Oh no, no sound. Did my sound go out? I was just journeying to keep working on my mother and father wound, and I remembered how both my ex-husband and my father were absolute homophobics. And then you read a comment that I did not see because I was late joining the live, and I had to literally fight my ex-husband to get him to agree not to circumcise our sons. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you for saving them from that. Thank you for saving them from that. Oh, yeah, that's a huge thing. That's so huge. I mean, we have so many huge things, but it's mutilation. Um I was listening to a woman, I think on TikTok, where she was talking about, the sleeve um being the way that men can self-pleasure cleanly and easily, and that's taken away. So, and then now they're sort of like raw and exposed, and no wonder there is this insatiable trying to take from the feminine. Their feminine was taken from them. Their cozy cozy blanket was taken from them, right? That wouldn't have them be so exposed in the world. It's just absolutely heartbreaking. Um, Copycat, I love that. Let's stop coping and find our own shapes and our own ways to express ourselves to communicate with others. Exactly. Hi, Mason. Welcome, everybody. Amen, Apache. Yes, Manuel. Yes, catch replay on the earlier discussion. Yes, so many good replays. Okay, great. Thank you all. So let me just read this fear that came in. Um, so she says, Wi-Fi Rose says, where is the bottom of the free fall? And then this idea that the stuck energies and pains never heal. And I could lose everything before they do, instead of finding my passion and path to fulfillment. Okay. So, I mean, this is everybody. I've heard this so many times. And so the fear is falling, right? The fear of falling, the fear of free fall, and then the fear of losing everything. I'm going to say that's basically the same thing, right? Because you're losing everything. It's literally the feeling of losing, of like, there's this great book. It's a free book from this guy, Joey Lott, who I don't connect with anymore. I don't know what he's up to now, but it was like 10 years ago that he wrote this book. Free book called Lose All the Way. He was a man who was trying so hard to win, and he realized, wait a minute, losing is better. And he lives in the woods with 3 children and his wife, who are none of them have been registered with the state. No, all home births, all no birth certificates. It's awesome. Um, so he went and lost in the best way. But lose all the way, I always love that phrase. It's the feeling of I've lost everything, because really it's just a story in time of losing it, right? That movie of you in the future losing everything. When if it's in the moment, if you're willing to lose everything, if you're willing to lose that story, if you're willing to fall now, there's actually your freedom. So, but those are the fears, right? And we all have this fear of loss and fear of falling. And then the belief that these stuck energies don't move, right, is what's keeping everything in place, right? So this never moves, and that's a really sneaky belief to keep you from actually falling, actually losing everything, right? It's like, and in there, so these stuck energies don't move. So last night, this conversation is basically the same thing. It was, and what it really is specialness. It's like, no, but you don't understand. Mine don't move. I'm particularly wounded, and I'm not good at this. And mine, I need you to understand that I'm especially damned. It's either specialness, like I'm really broken, or I'm not. I'm the winner, right? And that is the separate self concept really going hard, right? I do not subscribe to this. It is not true. It is not true. Specialness is a trap. You are not specially broken, and you are not specially you know, talented. um, but I have empathy for this specialness story because that is our little wounded girl and boy looking for attention. When will I have to be special? I have to be especially broken, and then you'll pay attention to me. Or I have to be really, really, really good, and then you'll pay attention to me. And meanwhile, who's really looking for attention is the body, is the part that is stuck, that where that stuck energy is, where that pain is, or where that feeling of free fall is. Okay? And he, the body, they need the attention. They're the ones that need the attention, not the special story of how I can't do this. Who's the I that can't do it? There isn't a separate self who's doing embodiment. You, me, we all are pure oneness awareness. That sure can go into a body. You do it every day. You do it. You feel when you're thirsty or when you're hungry. That's embodiment. That's not, I can't do it. I'm not, I can't do it. It's like, I'm not going to play that violin with you. I love you, but I'm not going to indulge that. All of us can embody. All of us were built to embody. All of us were born embodied. It's 1 gazillion times easier than avoidance, right? We're talking about avoiding the void. It's it's the um it's the resistance. It's the story that's causing all your suffering. So that's my spiel on free fall. Um, let's feel this together. let's. I'm going to ask you to just take awareness. What's looking? What's feeling? That which feels. It isn't. It isn't a. It isn't a separate self. It's the same awareness here, same awareness there. Bodies are unique, and this body has sensations that are shared with the body. But right now we're we're spaced out. We're localized in different places, right? So we have the non-local body that's shared, and then we have this unique body, this unique field. And in your field, there is something that's holding on. There's a grip. There's a grip in your belly. There's grips all over. There's grips in your heart. There's a grip in your throat. Maybe your feet are curled up. Maybe your pelvis feels numb. There's some little one in there that's holding on, that doesn't want to let go, that doesn't want to be in free fall. But you can come into that grip. You awareness can feel into your body. And I want you to feel the let's say what's really true is you're already in free fall. So there's nothing under control here. You literally can't control your thoughts. You can't control anything. And so this is like gripping the wheel on an amusement park rail car. Okay? So it doesn't work. And you're trying to steer it and you just crash and just make your ride, you don't even crash. It's like, well, you crash, but like you just make your ride miserable. So I want you to s- just feel this. Feel the absolute free fall that you are already in. Nothing is under control. Everything is being built by life spontaneously. And there is only freedom, only fulfillment, only real life, like actually feel real, a lot, real, like alive in surrendering to this, into surrendering the reality of you not having one little bit of control. And whatever you feel, that grip, the pain, whatever it is safe. It's not a problem. It never was a problem. Fear says that's a problem. That's a problem. This is definitely a problem. It's lying. Fear is always lying. Nothing you feel, no sensation is a problem. It's just sensation. The grip, the sense of free fall, pain, whatever you want to call the sensation, none of it's actually a problem. It just is. And the more we connect with it, the more we fully embrace it, the more we allow it its full expression, the more health, the more natural expression, the more energy, um, and the fear, it just goes away. It's just seen not to be true. You called its bluff. Call fear's bluff. Go into the very thing in the body that you fear the most. The feeling of free fall, the grip itself, the pain itself. See what happens. Report back. Let's see here. Um, Lily joined. I told her to do. Doxbus is the idea that there are white or black people as part of the programming. I know, totally. Important clarification, in my opinion. All humans are one race and nobody is either black or white. I think it is important to remember that because what is really happening is elites around the world work together against the 100%. 100%. It's just white people are more hypnotized by the idea of whiteness and blackness, right? And so it's not real, like we're all shades of wheat. um, but it has been sold as very real, and then it's reified. So, most white people I know still believe in whiteness, and they still believe in white supremacy. Um, and we're all waking up from that, from this absolute storyline. So I'm with you 100%, and we still need to wait. We still need some waking up. We have got some waking up to do. So, but yeah, exactly. It's all a heist. Love that. Miriam, what a great universal response to your husband. Do you know which episode? I'm going to need a picture of that house. Oh, Timothy. Um, yes, I imagine what would happen if the 99% of us could put our petty differences aside and unite. I know. I mean, it's over, right? It's over. And I'm like, we are there. Like, we're coming together. Like, it's happening. They got nothing. They got nothing. They got no more plays left. I mean, it's just increased violence, but like, yeah, it's time. But the class consciousness is awakening. Everybody's waking up. We just step into the new world here. Specialness is a great term for it. We are all one thing. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The beliefs we tell ourselves. It takes so much energy to continue to resist and avoid. Yes, it would be great to free that energy to focus it on something else, anything else. Embodiment doesn't use any energy, I believe. Not sure because I'm not there yet. You are there, though. You saying that, you're there, right? So let's not give ourselves a story in time of where we're at. And it's not even a belief. You discovered that, right? It's just true what you said. Embodiment does not use any energy, I believe. You know that. Claudia, when you were talking about like your research and going into it's like you're just in flow. You're just in your body following your nose. And that beautiful gnome nose that just explores and explores. You're there. You're there. There's just some storylines that you're still believing. So what's the fear? What's the fear if you're in total embodiment? What's the fear of free fall, right? What of being completely embodied and completely, right? I mean, this is the reality. You don't get to know your next move. You don't get to know anything. You don't get to have a self story of anything, right? Of tough guy, of good girl, of compassionate person, like we talked about last time. Nothing. You don't get to have any of that. You can't take that with you. In reality, you got to be willing to be whatever in the world you are. And like I've said, the real embodied version of this woman, she's different than I thought. Right? She likes talon nails, and you know, I don't know, calling out rich white guys in public. um, all kinds of things that I didn't expect. So this willingness, this just what you have, what you are, to leave the story of yourself behind, and it was always just fear, playing a game, telling lies all day long. We could say fear, lying, and the devil, same thing. It's just the devil's work. It's just lies, lies, lies all day long. But when you've been embodied and just allowing the flow to go, it's fruitful, it's fun, it's everybody wins, everybody's is served by it, and it's light as air. It's just work and play are the same thing. So you're there. We're all there. We don't need this. Last night we were talking about this too. It's like I forget exactly what she said, but it was like um it was similar. It was like I'm not there yet, and I'm like this is bullshit. This is a bullshit story in time of like I have to practice, I have to get somewhere and then I'll be, right? That's the like religious stories, all kinds of stories in there, right? And like school stories, right? If we go progress through school and then we get the grade and then we go get the thing, right? I did it all. I went and got the doctorate. It's like no, no, no. there's no point at which it would be now. It would be now. And so don't delay, don't buy any because that's fear. It's the delay tactic. Don't believe it. And instead, risk it. Risk coming all the way into the moment, not knowing what the hell's going to happen next. It's just going to be heaven, by the way. Um, and let's see what happens. Let's see where things land. Let's see where things land. I notice that life, she card sorts everything so beautifully. You can't even fathom it. You can't even believe it. You can't believe how perfectly aligned we all are with one another and for ourselves. Like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm like, I think of our team here, the team people's trust, the people we can trust. And I'm like, this is the dream team beyond all dream teams. I wrote I wrote this note about Zach Bush and like that we're just sitting here. We're sitting here where I've got like a royal flush and he's got two deuces. And he's bluffing and pretending he has something else in his hands. And I was writing it and um I didn't say that in the thing, but it was my first draft. I was like, I got my team, you guys, we're like the Chicago Bulls. We're the 90s Bulls and he's like the pickup squad at the YMCA. And we're just sitting here like, dude, are you going to make a play? Are you going to pick up the ball? Like, what are we doing? um because the level of potency, the level of life force in we the embodied, we the real, we the living, as Ayn Rand said, we the living, um, is unfathomably more potent than any of these, bozos, and who are holding up the corpse of empire, the corpse of fear, the corpse of the colonizer. So we need to step fully into ourselves, step into our power, step into our body, live out loud, heal out loud, and show each other that this is all lies. And we're there. We are there. You are there now. Yes. Love this. What needs the attention is the body. Yes. Key point, in my opinion, maybe most often what is stuck and needs attention in order to become unstuck is some aspect, including soft tissues, fascia. Yes, their energetic connection to organ meridians or rivers of energy, emotions, thoughts, breathing patterns, and more of ourself, which is tight and needs to relax. That movement from tight to relax is the healing. Absolutely. The development of a new normal way of being with regard to this formerly diseased aspect is the maintenance of health and prevention of symptoms from mental to physical. I'm with you. Fear, tighten up. You have problems. Wisdom, relax. You are better than fine. Absolutely. Absolutely. My coming from psychology, right? I'm always like, but what is exactly the fear? Because it's one thing to say, relax, but it's another to call it out, right? The fear of falling, fear of abandonment, fear of death. Okay, what is death? What is falling? What is abandonment? You know, that's all movies in the mind. Meanwhile, we abandon our body. Meanwhile, the body is half dead because we're not embodied. Meanwhile, We think we have solid ground and we're not falling, but meanwhile we're tight and we're gripped and we're actually static and we're actually stagnant and we're actually closer to death. We turn into zombies trying to control and and hold on to fear, stop falling, stop being out of control. So that's the only thing I would add because I come from the psychology thing. Call fears bluff. Yeah. Yes, it is important to clarify that there are no white people. I always say I am peach. Totally. Totally. Exactly. Whatever. Yeah. I'm a little more the olive from my Slovenian background. The point is to not use programmer's language so we can deprogram. Yeah. I won't be a super mom anymore and I won't survive. Okay, there we go. You won't be a super mom anymore and I won't survive. Okay. Was it fear that was making you a supermom? Was it all your worry that made you a supermom? Or was it your passionate presence that got you to make sure that circumcision didn't happen? Right? The fear tells us a lie that it was what made you a supermom, that the mind made you a supermom. No, it was your embodiment. It was your body. It was her. She spoke up, right? It wasn't him, so to speak, the mind. And then the mind was used to form the words to convince your husband. Amazing, right? But check and see. Check and see. It was never your fear and your caution and your control that made you a great mother. It was actually the opposite. And then I won't survive. Well, it's actually again the opposite. If you the tighter you are, right? The more the less life, right? You're hearkening your what is it the word? You're speeding up your death, right? Because there's less life force moving through you versus free fall, open, wild and untamed, unknown, embodied, snarling in public, telling people off. I don't know. Right, I am feral. I'm telling you, I'm a feral feral woman. Feral is health. Feral is health, right? But that's living, that's surviving, that's thriving. I'm healthier than I've been in a long time by being feral, right? I love this conversation. I know, isn't it fun? I got to run heading into traffic in Chicago. Oh, say hi to Chicago for me. Got to pay attention. Great show. Great to see you, Timothy. Um, I want to know if you're from Chicago. I lived in Chicago 24 years. I miss Lou Malnati's pizza. Um, there's California. I can't find a good pizza to say. That's not true. The Bear and Wren in San Luis Obispo um, is good. It's good Detroit style pizza, but I can't get a deep dish to save my life. Somebody come to California and opened up a deep dish place. Randolph, it was interesting and so very helpful to go into the actual sensation of feeling anxious. I had spent so very much energy bouncing around in my head trying to not be anxious. And when I actually allowed myself to feel the sensation that there was no pain in the sensation and all that previously wasted energy is available for better things. Preach. That's it. Exactly. Whatever the sensation is, right? It gets a name and then it gets a story. Right? This same person I was like, she's like, I have anxiety. It's like, that's a story. I get it. I'm not saying you don't feel something, but go into it. Go into it. Whatever that thing is that you're so sure is a problem, enter it and see what it is. It's just life force. It's just energy. That's all everything is. And you interface with it, you connect with it, and it's just unleashed energy. So perfect thing to bring up. Anxiety, free fall. It's kind of the same thing, right? Um, Whatever is the pain, right? These things that we avoid. What is it? What are you so sure is the monster? Go look. No, go look. Your friend, not your monster, not a monster. Your friend. In fact, you. In fact, your body. In fact, all this expression that will just come out naturally if you let her rip. Hi, back. Yes, I needed to protect my children. Yeah, you're right. Okay, good. Ooh, Lumalnati's. I know. Don't you miss it? Wildfire Rose. Come to my house and I'll make you a deep dish. Okay, I will. I will. I will. Next time I'm in LA, I'm coming to your house. Wildfire Rose, gnome chef extraordinaire. Gnome extraordinaire in multiple ways. But oh my gosh. When gnomes cook, man, whew, Earth Star High. Tyra says, my fear, I'm scared to do the things I want to, like stop paying taxes, stop paying my mortgage, quit my job, and just live. I'm scared of losing my house, having no money in a money-based society, and not being able to get food and shelter. It's like I'm forced to keep playing because I can't survive without it. And this is exactly how the system survives. Okay. Okay, let's look. Um, this is everybody's fear, right? Okay. So so s- let's look at this a little differently. I'm scared to do the things I want to, like stop paying taxes, stop paying my mortgage. Okay. Let's put stop paying your taxes and P.S. I don't pay taxes. I don't have a business anymore, um, and I pay a rent. Um, so I'm just letting you know. Here I am, and it's fine. I also got a jury summons. I didn't go, like didn't call. Um, you can start, but let's put it over here for a second, um, because it's not actually a want that you're describing, right? You don't want to stop paying taxes. You want what? Right? I wanted to come live here because there's all this freedom and all this land and a really sweet neighborhood, right? That's safe and I've got just lovely neighbors, right? And I can walk for hours and the ocean is nearby. And I canceled my business because I don't want to pay taxes. I don't care about all that. I want a free business where I interact directly with my clients. Right now, the truth is, I don't want a business at all, which is why I'm building the People's Trust. Nobody wants a business. Everybody just wants to be free to do whatever they want to do. So we're heading in that direction, and we'll have you as part of the People's Trust, so you can just give away your stuff, like we all will be. Um, But what we wanna do is focus on what the body really wants, not what it doesn't want, okay? And then the body is gonna tell you what the next step is, right? Like I live in a I'm I'm going to pay my rent. I don't have it out for my landlord, you know? Um, they're good people who deserve the rent, right? And I make enough money to pay my rent. So I'm keeping the system going that is supporting me and I support them, and that's true. That's true right now. And then building this other system. So we have to differentiate what do you want, and then moving in that direction, and then seeing what you can say no to, like taxes, that's appropriate, that's ripe, that is natural, like the natural next steps. But what do you want? That's what we want to know. So let us know. Because we're captivated by fear, and then we stay in it from fear, and then we aren't in the body going like, well, what do I really want? Right? When I'm like, I want, I want, first of all, I want the thing I want is the world free, and that's and all of us to have everything we want. But personally, once that happens, probably not before, uh, I want the whole thing. I want the whole thing. I want big land where everybody can come and we can have parties and people can stay. And I've got my Spanish style cop house and a natural swimming pool and the whole thing, right? And this where I live now is just a step in that direction. Meaning, I move. I wanted this first, right? And my deep embodied desires keep showing themselves over time. Okay, I hope that helps. Wildfire Rose says, sometimes the stuck energies feel like they go into hiding when I'm bringing awareness, or that I'm doing it wrong, or that the layers are so thick that they feel like they never heal. Okay, great. So these stories that block it. This is the ploy, right? So if we think of like the fear itself and the story of you, right? The story of I'm not good enough. I'm not doing it right. I'm doing it wrong, right? So I'm doing it wrong. I get it wrong. Like this is everybody's story, right? Something wrong with me. I'm doing it wrong. That's your self story. And that when you start to come into the body, it's a death spiral for it because it will you awareness and the body will prove it wrong. So it doubles down. Right? And it's like, "No, no, no, you're doing it wrong. They're so thick. It's not gonna happen." Right? Expect it. Expect everything in the moment of death to flail about, right? Especially when it's a false thing, right? Like, I was talking about the friend of mine whose mother was like, "I'm gonna die this weekend," and she just died. Um, but this artificial thing, because it's been doing play acting its whole life, right? Um, it's gonna do or it's like a sales guy, right? It's gonna throw out all of its good sales lines, to see if you'll bite, right? And it's awareness biting. It's awareness biting the hook. Meanwhile, it's all lies, and you as awareness, you make the most delicious food. When you eat that food, you can taste it. You taste it. That's you awareness in your tongue, in your body, feeling the warmth in your belly. You know whether it's good or bad food. That means you can bring awareness into the body. So go again, go again. And this is to everybody. Here's awareness. Here's where that stuckness is. That stuckness is this little kid tucked all into themselves, hiding or screaming, ow, 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 I don't come in, don't look at me, trying to hide from you. And you just, as the mother, as this warm presence, wrap your arms around her, wherever that stuckness is, and merge with her, warm her, melt with her. Feel her. You're both of them, right? You're the one wrapping your arms around it, and then you are that seed that will just start to open and melt into you. The two that aren't two become one. But go 360 right around her. Don't let her go. Don't abandon her. Don't believe, you know, this voice that would say you're doing it wrong, you're bad, you're whatever. That's the voice of the oppressor. That's the man talking. No, we're not listening to him right now. We are holding our baby, and we will not let her go until she melts into us, until she relaxes, until she rests. Okay? Right on, Tyra. Yeah, right. I have anxiety. No, we embody what we call anxiety when fire element is stagnated, which is a postural breathing signature. We can embody wisdom instead, adjusting breathing and posture. And when the thoughts, visions that we associate with anxiety come, we can practice letting those ideas go with purging exhale. Yes, 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 yes. And in this warm embrace, right? There may be an exhale. There might be you just want to go and lay down. There might be like Doc does. There might be moving and squirming, or like last night we were just shaking our head. Um, there's a pathway for that stagnant energy to release and get up and do it. Let her release however she does. It might be very quiet and internal. It might have an expression. It's probably both. Thanks, Doc. I want to be free. Yes, that's all I really want at the end of the day, community and freedom and love. Okay, great. Exactly. That's all we all want, right? And we're going to keep building it here. And, the People's Trust is going to have regional folks to connect with. I connected with Yoki from Ethiopia, who's this young woman completely committed to creating eco villages and she's like, so we're going to have point people everywhere. We're going to have a full directory, right, of other people who are exchanging our, or not even exchange. It's just it's a gift economy, but it's not right. It's just sharing. It's just the sharing economy, mutual aid that we will all do. both in person and digitally. Um, so you'll come on, like Tyra's going to come on to the radio hour, and you'll be in our directory, and you will put your regional area, and we're just gonna keep going. And there's no way that Empire can win against this, right? We're just being the free society. We are just being Nova Gaia. We are freeing ourselves and honoring our bodies. We're unleashed. We're untamed. We cannot be controlled, and each way in which we are in our own lives will just fall away. You know, um, little bit like one thing at a time. Abby says, "I want to sell the house and purchase a mobile home and travel the country, but I'm afraid I won't be okay, safe. I won't have enough." Uh, Lies, lies, lies. Um, there's an enormous mobile home community, um, and they're amazing people, RV parks are some of the best places to be in the world. Not to mention there's all these websites now. Somebody help Tyra out. Where's not Tyra? Oh no, Abby. Um, of like, I don't know, it's like not like woofing, but there's like people's land that you can come park on. There's a whole collective of people doing this. Um, and there's so many folks doing it. And if that's what you want to do, that's the move. um, and uh, and then won't have enough. It's like, let's just look at reality, right? So, and that just is like your bank account and how you'll make money. And maybe you map where you're going, and we have an Abby's report in your Substack. You share your Substack, and then all of us across the country help you, you know, get supported. I don't know. We give you a meal, we give you a place to park, right? Because like anything's possible. Like, what would you really want? Would you really want to just come and meet all of us? I would want that too. Your wish is my wish, and everyone who's watching, and everybody you'll come in contact with. So then it's like, well, what do you have? We need enough for gas, you need enough, to have your Wi-Fi or your whatever. There's all kinds of ways to do that now, right? And do your work or whatever you do. So let your body start to, and this is where the mind is the servant, right? So the body leads. I want to do this, and then the servant, the mind, instead of it being fear that oppresses it, fears or the mind supports it, and does the calculations, looks at the numbers, looks at everything, like, here's how we could do this. Here's the kind of truck I need. Here's, how to redo a mobile home. Here's one for sale on Facebook Marketplace. P.S. Hot tip there. I bought a vintage Avion trailer that we parked at the Santa Cruz land on Facebook Marketplace, and trekked it all the way across country with my stepfather. I drove the U-Haul. He drove my truck with the trailer in tow. No problem. No problem. And then I sold it and made a profit on Facebook Marketplace. So, there's all kinds of options, and talk to a lot of RV people in that process. So, it's a rich community, and there's so many options. So your desire, let it expand. Let the body share what she wants, and then let the mind come in to support it. Don't block yourself, right? This fear is just a lie. That was so helpful. Finding out what I want reveals what I can say no to. Simple, but I hadn't thought about it so simply. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's what's the yes? What do you want? And then it'll be really clear where the no is. And it's not a one-shot deal where you're like all of the freedom is there. But yeah, it just becomes really clear. Like when I realized I wanted this place, and I went and made all my moves, it all, like, everything, all the stuff I had that I had to move from a couple different places, it was just really clear. It's like, "Oh, not that anymore. We're done with that." You know what I mean? And I just have like a small little shed storage unit and this small little cottage. It's great. It's fine. It's all I need. And it just my yes just clarified everything, right? But I had to step all the way into it. I had to go for this thing that was it was kind of wild, and there was a I was in a legal battle at the time, and I didn't have cash, and it was like it was a lot, but it was what was true, and so I was able to borrow money from my aunt Jo, Becky's mom, and just it all just landed because it was true. So through your body is setting up your desires. So life, like I say, she doesn't punk you. So if you want it, she's not gonna set you up to want something that you don't have and that you can't get. That's just not how life works. And whatever you want is the win for everybody else. It's a win-win-win for everybody, right? How great would it be for Abby to come through Central Coast and for us to meet at the Madonna Inn? um, like it's just it's always, always, always a win for every other part of the vast ecosystem that we all are. Hi, Beth and Jane. Animals and children are the best teachers, absolutely, of how the body moves, feels, and we see them shake, wiggle, jump around, curl up for a nap, etc., all without thought. Exactly, 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 exactly. And it's barely. It's like the thought. It's just like yeah, they want to. It's like they want to go outside, and it's just like they feel like jumping, and then it's like someone so and so bring your jump rope, right? So the thought just serves what they want to go do. I've had a fantasy, um it's not a fantasy, it's a desire of like an adult sized playground, right? Where everything that you would find on a nature playground. I've said this with big nets in between the trees and climbing. It's like a big natural climbing gym, and so that the body could just go and hang upside down for hours and be a monkey and be a cat and like all of the ways that the body wants to move are set up just like when we were kids. But yeah, exactly. It's just free flowing, wild. And Madonna Inn would be so fun to have a meetup. I know, right? Maybe we should have a meetup. I know. Let's have a meetup. I mean, we're meeting winter solstice at Point Conception is still the plan. But yeah, if any of y'all want to come visit San Luis, we'll go. Madonna Inn's so fun. First of all, it's just ridiculous. Go online and look it up. um, it's so ridiculous and fun. But it's like great food and shops inside of it and dancing. Most nights, like live jazz bands, live swing bands, and you get the old timers out there, but young people too, um, just on their cutest little dance floor. So anyway, I'm all for it. I'll teach y'all some Bollywood. The best, yeah. Becky's been. Becky has a goblet. Becky got a goblet. If you come through, we go to the Madonna and you got to get a goblet. She drinks out of it every day. It's the best. It's so much fun. Mm. And they have like a whole spa and a pool, and if you stay over, and every room is different, and 2 bars and a pastry shop. Or oh my god, the best cakes. Oh my god, the best coconut cream pie. like Mwah, like, "Mwah, maybe I'll get over it." I haven't been for a while. I'm about due for Madonna, and it's like this is the freedom of, like 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 spiritual people might look down on the Madonna Inn, right? Because it's real kitsch. It's, it's, there's some consumerism for sure. It's, uh, it's who knows what's in the coconut cream pie. And it's fabulous. We get to have that too in the free world. We don't nothing gets that it's all inclusive, right? We don't have to like banish junk food or um I don't know, having a beer and a steak, you know? That's reality. That's when Becky and I went, I had the ribeye with a Manhattan and like I don't know what for dessert, but it was it was fantastic, right? But you know, the pious ones wouldn't approve, but it's all crap, all bullshit. Um, Doc Smith, I am hiking to Point Conception during summer solstice in a couple weeks. Maybe Madonna Inn could be part of the adventure. Yes, let's meet. I love the Madonna Inn, wonderfully over the top. Exactly, isn't it, Beth? It's so wonderfully over the top. That's the phrase. I would love to meet. Spain could be an option. I know you are mostly from the US, but I would cook a nice, yummy Mediterranean meal for you all. Oh, amazing. Well, Manuel, you are our Spain point person for sure. How amazing. I would love it. My kiddo is moving to Spain soon, to the Valencia area. Um, if tell us where you are. And then I've got friends in Portugal, we've got friends in India, we've got friends in Ethiopia, I've got friends in Cameroon, in Pakistan. Becky said we had the coconut cream pie at the drive-in. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Becky and I did it right. We went to the Madonna Inn, had a steak and old fashions. It was an old fashioned maybe. And then we went to the drive-in, the Sunrise Drive-in. St. Louis is amazing. And we had kind of a janky setup. My truck kept turning off, so the sound wasn't great, but we ate our coconut cream pie. Fun times, Beck. Fun times. We did it all. We did it all. There's so much to see here. Yes, yeah, I know, really. Randolph messaged me. Okay, good. I am from Alicante, which is really close to Valencia. Oh, amazing. Oh, Manuel, that's amazing. Okay, good. I'm gonna we'll talk because I would love for um my my kid to have. I mean, he has like a. I'm like his third mother, and he's got another one over there, which is great. But he's not there yet. So, I really want him to have more friends and connections. So excellent. I have a friend. Oh, I can't wait to get our directory, and then it'll just be. So what we're working on um with the Substack is a login that we could all use, right? So it isn't just under one person. It looks like it's not possible that there has to be this, the two-factor authentication and all that stuff. So we're trying to find a workaround, um, and maybe we just have somebody who just who just is the login person and takes all of it and whatever, which is probably where we're going to go. But we want it to be this free-form group project, and not have everything under one person. So we have a swindler in Sweden who wants to join the People's Trust, and many friends in Mexico. Amazing. Less than one more driving. Oh, wow, great. I'm open to give him a hand in anything he needs. Awesome, Manuel. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not sharing his name yet. Just he's a brown guy in the US still, and I don't need anybody tracking him. I've got, just speaking of which, like, all my friends, a lot of my friends that are behind the scenes, we've got targets on our backs, just so everybody knows. Right? Claudia's had a target. Cass is a target. My friend Ginny's had a target. We've had targets. Um, so, you know, that's the holdup. And we have complicated lives. Like, I don't. I'm much more simple, and I'm like, come get me. But my other friends don't have that. They don't have that luxury. Um, so because we still believe in color and we still we still target, um, you know, women and people of color more. So anyway, I'm just highlighting that. Like we're ready to go. But there's some holdup because we've got I got other stuff to take care of. So but it's going to happen. We're going to have this thing, and we're going to have all these regional connections. And then there's nothing more powerful than that. We're done. We're done. It's like, here are the people we trust. Here's the people's trust. Here's the collective of people we trust. You agree with our tenets, which are very simple. uh, You're in, and here we are, just sharing everything. So simple. And the question really remains still: would Substack be the people's trust? Right? Which is, they just open the paywalls so that we can all just collect there. That would be so simple. But you know. They're trying to pay their bills too. Love it, Dr. Meghan. Have to sign off for the afternoon. Thank God for you. And thank Goddess for you. We can keep each other safer if we help each other go viral. 100%. Thank you, Claudia. Exactly. Yes, let's keep reposting and restacking each other's stuff, and talking about how we're connected, right? Once we have the people's trust, we'll just have the list of names, um, and it'll be, this great way. I, I'm sorry I don't have it posted, but again, I just don't want to. I don't want to collect everybody under my name because that's so not the idea. If it ends up that we have to do that on Substack, we will. But we really are wanting the website ready too, so that it's just like launch, and then exactly it'll be like so intuitive that it'll get restacked and redistributed and viral, and be such a force that Empire can't you know can't can't reckon with. Um, so important tip there. Okay. Well, did we how are we doing, Wildfire Rose? uh, and anybody else about your fears? 'Cause that's what we were going to do today. Right? I think the cuddling, right? You're being so close. You wouldn't give up. And Wildfire Rose, think of your kitties, right? They're hurt and they're in need and they're bleeding. You wouldn't say, I can't do it. It's too hard. It never works. You would just grab them. You would just grab them and hold them. And you would touch the wound and clean their wounds, right? You wouldn't, and if they were thrashing about, first of all, you let them thrash, right? The body, it's like, but um, you wouldn't abandon them. You would stay all the way close with them until the pain subsided, right? Until the energy was released, until the wound was healed. So, you know, know that. Know that you awareness have that persistence, that fierce and loving presence to be right with where that grip and that pain is. How do we dissolve the illusion of control? Well, see through it. Ask yourself right now, are you in control? Can you control your thoughts? I've got this itchy nose from this wool thing. Can I control that? I mean, I could take this off, but I have my pajamas on. So we're going to keep it on for now for 7 more minutes. Do you have control? Right? So here's the illusion. Is it real? Look right at it. Just like looking at the movie screen, it's like, oh, it's just pixels. There was nothing there. It was a mirage, right? We talked about all fear is a mirage. I have control. I have to be in control because bad things will happen if I'm not. I have control. Do you? Where? Where do you have control? Did you ever have it? Or did truth always reign? And, you know, it's like Paul Hardeman says, like, we can't even control when we have to go to the bathroom. And we call it bladder control. And it's like, okay, you can hold off on going to the bathroom. Okay. Is it really control? Or is it just that those muscles work and you are utilizing those muscles while you're not near a toilet, which is what we've learned to do in a civilized culture. When really, what we should have is the world could just be one big toilet. 'Cause and we just compost it, have a spot to compost it, best compost in the world, which is also what we did in Santa Cruz. Um, and I have a compost toilet. But I don't use it because I don't have a garden. I mean, I have garden boxes, but I don't have a garden. Not yet. Um, but you know what I mean? Like, where do we have control? Where do we really have control? So just see that it doesn't exist, and that's how we dissolve the illusion. just like any illusion. See that it's an illusion. Then we become disillusioned, meaning that we have control over anything because we don't really. Yeah, exactly. It's easy to do with them, and I shy away from it for myself. Okay, right. But then there's like a story about you shy away from it from yourself. What are you shying away from? What's the fear if you just go right in there and hug? Free fall. It'll hurt too bad. You'll fall apart. You won't be functional. It's the opposite. Embodiment is functionality. Dysfunction is disembodiment. It's following the fear. Everybody's had this experience. The more embodied you are when you're in your flow, when you're following what your body wants, so functional, right? You can so much more adept at whatever you're doing. This has been a great listen. Oh, thank you so much, In It Together. I'm in LA area, but have never been to the Central Coast. Oh, great. Well, come visit. It's so great up here. It's just beautiful. Much more quiet and like all these beautiful little towns and so many hikes and places to wander in and fun places to go like the Madonna Inn and a beautiful downtown, San Luis, and all the downtowns are great. I know I don't have control over anything, and yet the illusion remains. But is it right now? Does it remain? Like, you know it. So where does it go? Don't go grab it and say, well, it remains. It's like, did it? Not in this moment. Don't refer to your past when it was there. You know it's an illusion. So where does it go? In this moment, it's gone. It hasn't remained. You have to go haul it back from the past. But it's not here in this moment. In this moment, we're just vibing on a live stream, and it's nowhere to be found. So let's not invoke time. Let's see that it actually isn't here, and it actually is that simple, right? The kid might be like, "But I'm dying." You don't believe it. When your sons were young and they were crying because they were hurt and they were sure they were dying or whatever, you didn't believe it. And the illusion was there, but it wasn't ever engaged with because you knew better. And now you know better, or you know truer. And so don't haul the story around that there's a process that you aren't you aren't doing, and you know. Okay. When I go into fear of being made to disappear, what does you mean by being made? Like, meaning like somebody will harm you, or that something will happen to your kids? Um, Let me know if that's what you mean. And then, yes, okay. So, so let's say somebody, let's say, I mean, I know that one. um, like I've said, we all have targets, right? And it's like, this could, maybe I mean, you and I know the signs, Claudia. We know the masses are, not the masses, but like people are waking up en masse. Like, how the hell are they gonna get us all at this point? Like, you're just the thing you posted that was from Facebook today alone. Like, all the people that went into putting that list together, and all the people that posted it, and all the people that are going to read it, and all the whistleblowing that has gone on for a while now. How are they going to do it? They're not going to be able to do it. They aren't doing it. Right? What they're doing is they're projecting a fear story of kidnapping people off the street, and obviously, you know, there's still Holocaust in Palestine. But the there are millions of whistleblowers now. Right? Just to kind of like look at it from logic. Like, look at what's really happening. It's not even logic. It's just like, look at the numbers. right? Um, but let's go with worst case scenario, right? I've thought through it. It's like, okay, I might die. They might come get me, right? I'm a loudmouth. I've pissed off a lot of people with a lot of influence. Um, okay, I don't die. I don't die, and I will die in peace. And if they were to torture me, I have this really cool. We know that the pain mechanism shuts down, and they're really not. They're not doing that to white girls, you know. So I'm using my privilege um, to to go for it, to go for it. And I also know that the power of that, right? So not engaging with the fear that they have so wanted to get us engaged with, and being in my body and honoring my truth and risking. I don't think of it as a risk really. Um, Fully showing up and letting my voice fly. I know how powerful that is energetically and spiritually, and you do too. Meaning, if we use spiritual language, do not touch my anointed. They actually can't touch us. We're hallucinating them. They are us, right? It's not hallucinating. It's like a right. This is oneness that played a game of hide and seek with herself, and there are people still playing the game that are harming those of us who've woken up from it. But those of us who aren't playing that game, who are embodying, who are showing up, are so much more powerful. That's what we talked about today, right? And that vampiric energy, right? It's like in the vampire story. If you don't let them in, if you live your fully bright light, like literally like light, you come into your body, you are beaming the light that you are, and you are in an extremely bright light. The vampires, you know what I mean? This is why Zach Bush is hiding from me, right? The only thing that has actually happened, the louder I get, is that they scurry away, right? Then they block me, and Robert Edward Grant, he tries flirting with me, doesn't work. He goes and scurries away because they have no power. They have no light. They need our light. So whatever angle we go here, if we just look at reality, there's no reality to these fears. You have all the power in the world. And the more you claim your body, your being, your seat, and you have a prominent seat here, you're an incredible healer. Everybody go check out Claudia's Apapach Arte, her page. Um, you're just going to beam them into submission, which is what we're doing, which is what you're already doing. But even if the worst happens, we don't die. So, so see through that one. Um, and we won't, and we just won't. We just won't. We are winning. We are absolutely winning. They do target white girls. They do target white girls. I know, it's just target less. They target everybody, but but me less so in with a doctor in front of my name with my skin color than they do with my friend with black skin, right? With darker skin, who's being targeted regularly. Rocky rock tree bear. Every time I think about going public, I hear about someone else who was killed. I know, and that's interesting, right? It's interesting that the game is set up this way, that you think about going public and then you hear about somebody who's killed, right? That imagine that story is very similar to your own limiting beliefs, your own thoughts, right? It's the same thing. And it's it's fear or the story of separation, the story of a separate self making a play, right? We were talking about how fear will, in its death spiral, will grip onto itself. Well, that goes for the stuff from the outside in and the stuff in your own head, right? Same, same. It's just one mind. And this is the story. So I'm not saying they weren't killed. I'm not saying that isn't tragic. And in your own drama, right? Because we're all the center, the central character in our own storybook. It's very interesting, right? You and I know this. We know, like, God's timing is very interesting here, and the devil's timing, right? Where it's like the mind's gonna just when she was rising up, let's get her with this one. Say, see, somebody else was killed. Um, so consider that it's just a in your story. It is a sign that you are getting stronger, right? Like we were saying about the guys blocking me, they wouldn't block me if I didn't land a punch, right? You wouldn't get that story of who else was killed if there wasn't, you know, if you weren't trouble. Stress says constraints are control, having boundaries is control. The illusion to let go of with control is relational. Control is a definer of relationships. The illusion to let go of with control is relational. Control is a definer of relationships. Um, Constraints are control. Let me. I might. I might not totally. I'm not totally vibing with your language or star. And I know we sometimes will speak kind of differently about it. So, um, let me know if I like say a little bit more if you would. Although we do need to wrap up. My kids will be left alone in this world. Although I know they would be capable of doing well without me, for sure. Those they consider interracial race traders. Those who do not subscribe to that stupid race bullshit. Yeah. Their father died because of black magic, so that's when I go into fear because I know it is possible. Yeah. And you are a light worker who has unbelievable potency, unbelievable potency. And this story is keeping you from stepping into your potency. It is not real. It is not real in this moment. There's no, let's just go like there's no they in this moment. Let's just not project anything. And in this moment, the body wants you to show up for her and fully land, take your seat in your body, fully land in your potency and shine, 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 and speak, 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 speak. Targeting them with terrorism and MK Ultra psyops like the Stepford family wives. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's the white woman psyop operated against the Haight Ashbury, NorCal Grateful Dead community and on tour. Yep. 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 I'm aware there's so many psyops for all of us and all of our social setups, and just are just not real. The body is real. She, he, they have real desires. And when we move with them, we move mountains. We are moving mountains. Look at what we had today. Look at what we found today. We found all kinds of connections in community. Just showing up, right? Thank you. I will beam them. Okay, good. Beam, yes, just beam, 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 beam. Your light, like, they literally can't touch your light. It's like, and it really goes back to embodiment because that's how our light opens. It's just we just blast our signal, and then we connect with others who are doing the same, and it's just like it is a chorus. I had a video that I did about, I called it Whoville, and it was about all of us singing like the Who's in Whoville, right? And we're all singing our song, and we come together and we join us in a circle and we hold each other's hands and we sing. And that is what melts the Grinch's heart, right? And I've been seeing this for a long time, but we just need one Grinch. We just need one. And he comes all down the mountain and he brings all the gifts back. He resources that which he stole from. But we have to sing. We can't be cowering from the Grinch, which is really just a mental projection that we've perpetuated. Right? There's no Grinch in this moment. There's no oppressor really, right? Like there are men with guns, but they're not here right now. And what we need to we need to sing. And then that chorus is so loud, it just will melt all their hearts. I've been watching like these ice raids are attempted, and communities are coming together now, and they are just en masse, just pushing them back, and the ice guys just run away because they know, they know, first of all, they're not protected by the government at all anymore because the people know that if I like I'm gonna stay. I'm not going to the second location. I'm going to stand my ground. And so the ICE guys aren't safe. They will be turned on, and they have been turned on by the people. So you know what I mean? That it just turning the attention, and now the people have all the power. So we have it all. We have it all. They don't. They are mimics. They are vampires. They do not have any power without us giving it to them. And that includes in our own storyline, which was set up by these black magic practitioners. Don't believe the spell, right? We have to see through the spell here to then be in our full potency. And you then are light magic. You are just walking light magic, which you are. You are fully walking light magic over there. Yeah, there are no coincidences. Yeah, KKK Zionists. Yep. Oh, thank you, Manuel, for speaking Spanish. What a great answer to the fear of coming forward or being public. Oh, good. I will. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Megan. Thank you so much. On the subject of control as an illusion, there is important discernment to add. Does constraints or control and are real? Having boundaries is control and are important to self-expression. The illusion to release is that control is the definer of relationships. Okay, I think I get it a little bit more. Yeah, it's different words for me, but absolutely boundaries or constraints are very real and very important and essential. Um, um, but I don't think of that as control, right? So it's like, but again, it's fine if we're using different language. I'm talking about the grip that would, um, you know, um, hold us hold us up from our natural flow and natural boundaries, right? So I had a grip in my system when I would engage with my father, and perform good daughter, when really in my body, my boundary, my constraint was no, I didn't want to talk to this man anymore. And then I finally let myself honor that and stop talking to him. So 100% constraints and boundaries and the natural um, yeses and nos, gates and channels, you know, um, in our systems and in between systems and relationships, 100%. So thank you for clarifying that. Okay, time to wrap up. Tomorrow we've got Candace DeMeza coming on. Fantastic. And we will do more of this next week. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. One light, one soul, one eye. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Experience antisocial operations on the height in Santa Cruz and Monterey. Yeah, I'm glad to be out of that area. Glad to be out of that spiritual caca. Um, you need to sing and dance and cook and write and play. So many ways to connect and end the unnatural separation. So hopeful and spell breaking. Such positive music to our spirits. Absolutely. Do check out my Substack repost. Okay, Tree Bear, I will. And already follow you. Maybe DM me. I'll look you up. Kat Horton from Monterey. They zapped her and her sister like 15 years ago. Ugh. Yeah, the Grateful Dead family, CIA front. Yeah, I figured it was something. I didn't know it was CIA, but um, you know, it's a lot of checked out people over there. That's for sure. That's for sure. Not embodied, not honoring truth, and telling very, very uh wild stories. Um, so thanks for that. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Um, since you wrote it, and I'm reading these things, that's why I read it. um, but uh, sorry, I wouldn't have had I known. And I'm sorry to hear about her. Anyway, okay. Uh, maybe I'll edit that out. I'll edit out the last few minutes here, so when I post it, it won't be there. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much. What a pleasure. And we'll see you tomorrow, 4 o'clock with Candace. And next week, Monday, we have Netafe on Monday, talking about the true self. We've got Claudia here on Tuesday to talk about the father wound and the religious wound. And yeah, probably more folks lined up to come. Sorry, I thought you would keep that part, Mom, but oh well, it might be helpful. Okay. Well, if DM me if you want me to take it out and edit that part out, I will. I have no problem with that. Um, Peace to you too. Okay, y'all. Thank you. Good. I'm glad somebody's trying to help her. We all need support now, and especially the ones who've been most harmed. Okay. Thanks everybody. So glad to be with you. So fun to connect. Come say hi in the chat. Connect with each other over DM, and we'll see you soon. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being bold with me. I appreciate the support. Yeah, who knew I was this bold? I didn't know, but turns out we step into our power, our body. Okay. I'm not good with goodbyes. Heart, 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 back to you. Bye, y'all.